Hi, everyone. This is the story of how my husband destroyed my confidence, ruined my mental health, turned my entire family against me, and how one medical test exposed the truth he had been hiding for years. A truth that not only saved my life, but also completely destroyed his husband, Daniel, and I had been married for 3 years when his mother started asking, "So, when are you giving us a baby?" At first, it was small comments, annoying, but nothing serious. But when a year passed with no pregnancy, things changed. Daniel became distant. He stopped touching me, stopped talking to me, stopped even looking at me the same way. One night, he finally snapped, "Maybe you're the problem. Women your age have fertility issues all the time." I was 29 and I laughed nervously, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. Suddenly, his entire family started treating me like a broken machine. At tea Thanksgiving, his sister loudly whispered, "Poor Daniel. He married a woman who can't even give him a child." I wanted to scream that I wanted to leave, but Daniel didn't defend me. He sat there, silent, staring at his plate. After that night, the comments got worse. He refused intimacy. He refused to hold my hand. He refused to even sleep in the same bed. Daniel made sure I believed it was my fault, and I did for months. There was a moment, I still remember it clearly. When I broke, I was sitting on the bathroom floor, pregnancy test in my hand, negative. Again, I started crying so hard I couldn't breathe. Daniel walked in, saw me on the floor, and instead of comforting me, he said, "Crying won't fix defective ovaries." That sentence shattered something inside me. Did I realize then that my marriage wasn't about love anymore? It was about blame. One night, after Daniel insulted me again, I made a decision that I booked a fertility test. Secretly, I didn't tell Daniel, his family. No one. That I needed answers, real answers. Not the emotional torture he was putting me through. 2 weeks later, the results came and I sat in the doctor's office trembling, but the doctor smiled gently. "Your fertility is perfectly normal. There's absolutely nothing wrong." I blinked. I thought I misheard. "Normal?" Asked him again. He repeated it. "Normal. Healthy. Fertile. Perfectly fine." Then he asked, "Has your husband been tested?" I froze. Tested? Daniel had never even suggested it. I went home in shock. That night, while he was showering, his laptop dinged with a notification that I know I shouldn't have looked, but something inside me said to check. It was an email thread between Daniel and a fertility clinic. My heart dropped. The dates were from before we were even married. Daniel had fertility testing done years ago. I scrolled to the bottom. Blood ran cold. The diagnosis read, non-obstructive azoospermia, permanent infertility, meaning he was born sterile. He had known the entire time, and not only did he hide it, he blamed me for it. He let his family humiliate me for it. He destroyed my mental health to protect his ego. I felt sick. I felt betrayed on a level I cannot describe. The next morning, I printed both test results. Sparkle's mine. Completely healthy, fire his. Permanently infertile. Diagnosed years ago. Daniel walked into the kitchen, half asleep. I placed the papers in front of him. He froze, went pale, started sweating. I looked him straight in the eyes. "How long have you known?" Silence. "How long, Daniel?" His voice cracked. "Since I was 22. 22, we got married when he was 29. He had lied to me for our entire relationship. His excuse? I didn't want you to leave me." But that wasn't the worst part. No, the worst part was when he said, "I figured if everyone thought you were the problem, you wouldn't ask too many questions." He used me as a shield. He let his family bully me. He let me take the blame, so he could feel like a man. I felt disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. His family called a dinner to discuss my infertility. Perfect. I arrived early, printed copies of the medical results, placed them at everyone's seats like menus. When they started their usual insults, I calmly said, "Actually, I think you should all read the papers in front of you." Watching their faces shift from smugness to panic was beautiful. His mother gasped, his sister screamed, his father nearly choked. Daniel looked like he wanted to evaporate. I didn't say another word. I simply walked out. I filed for divorce the next morning. Daniel begged, cried, promised therapy, honesty, everything, but I didn't care anymore. He destroyed the marriage long before I knew the truth. I moved out, focused on healing, and 6 months later, I met someone new, someone kind, someone who actually respected me. 1 year later, I got pregnant, naturally, effortlessly, joyfully. When Daniel found out, he sent me a single message. "So it was me?" "Yes, Daniel, it was always you." Daniel is now 36, divorced, living back with his parent, and oh girlfriend, and oh child, and oh future, and finally forced to accept the truth he spent a decade running from AS for me. I have a beautiful baby girl, a loving partner, and a life free from manipulation, lies, and emotional abuse. Sometimes, the truth doesn't set you free. Sometimes, it sets the right person on fire.